Hi there. Okay, we've talked about the pegboard. We've talked about how to peg. You know that you're going to be getting some points to peg on the pegboard. So let's see how we play the game to get those points. Now, every cribbage hand essentially has three separate parts to it. The very first part is dealing out the cards and discarding. The second part is actually playing the hand back and forth between the dealer and the opponent. And the third part is after you're done playing those cards out, you score the points that are in the hand and in the crib. So in the very beginning, both players cut the deck. The player with the lowest card becomes the dealer, and the ace is always low. That first card to determine the deal is done. That first cut to determine the deal is done. After that, the deal alternates back and forth. Now, the dealer then deals 6 cards to each player. Now, I know I said that cribbage is played with 4 cards, but stick with me a second and you'll get it. Now, from the 6 cards you were just dealt, you need to look at your hand and you need to decide, what are my 4 best cards? What gives me the highest point count in my hand? After I decide the 4 best cards to keep, the other 2 cards are discarded into a pile on the table. Dealer does the same thing, opponent does the same thing. So then we're left with, I have a 4-card hand, dealer has a 4-card hand, and there's another 4-card hand laying on the table from those discards. That is what is called the crib. It's essentially an extra hand. So now what happens to that hand that is the crib? Well, the crib belongs to the dealer. And the card stack and the remaining deck and the crib should be put on the dealer's side of the board. That way there's no confusion about who dealt. So, next step is the opponent then cuts the remaining deck, and the dealer turns over the top card from that cut. This is called the cut card or the starter card. If that starter card should happen to be a jack, the dealer immediately gets 2 points, and that starts the pegging process. Now, next step is for the opponent to lead out his hand or her hand. And as you play cards on the table, you keep them in front of you. You don't throw them into a mixed pile. But you announce your point count as you lay it down. So, I'm playing an 8. I'm putting it on the board in front of me, and I'm saying 8. Now the dealer is playing a 2. He lays it on in front of him also, and his 8, my 8, his 2 adds up to 10, so the dealer announces 10. Now my next point card that I'm going to play is another 8. I lay it again in front of me. We had 10 count on the board. I added another 8, so now I say 18. Dealer has another 2. So dealer says 20. So we're doing a cumulative point count. So we have 20. I'm playing a 7. So now we have 27 on the board. The dealer has some high cards left. And the card count can never go above 31. 31 is a stopping point. If you cannot play a card at this point without going over 31, then you say go. The dealer with his 2 high cards says go. And see. I then, if I have a card that will play under 31 points, then I play that card. If I don't, then the hand is over. And whoever played the last card, which was me, gets 1 point for being the last card played on the board. Now, we each have cards left. I have one left. Dealer has two left. So we start again. The dealer is the one that said go. So the dealer plays his card, which is a queen, so he says 10. I play my next card, 6. That's 16. Dealer has a 10 left. That it makes 26 on the board, and that's all the cards that we have. So this play stops there, and dealer gets 1 point because he had that last card.